all of you are doing well. Today I will be dealing with livestock census, as this particular topic is very essential from PG and PhD's examinations point of view, which will be held in due course of time. So those who are preparing for SRF or GRF must go through this particular data set very thoroughly. So as far as livestock sector is concerned, this livestock sector has key points which are highlighted in ministry's website. One must have biodiversity of livestock. It is very essential to have diversity across the animal breeds, species, and at the individual animal level, because diversity can only give the kind of productivity which we try to expect in near future, because diversity will allow us to go for selection and thereby the genetic improvement. Even this diversity will play critical role as far as disease resistance is concerned. Then what are the positives of the indigenous breeds? As we all know, advantages are there on two fronts. One is just now what I recently mentioned, disease resistance, and second is even scarce resources can also be properly utilized, and this animal, indigenous animal, can produce maximum productivity and they can adapt to given harsh climatic situation. There is a constant debate about this particular issue, blood level regulation, which has to be regulated. What do you mean by blood level regulation? It is a kind of inheritance. How much inheritance should be there from exotic breed into the indigenous, so that we will get maximum production on the economic front also, and animal will be sustainable or will sustain or adapt to a given agroclimatic conditions or weather. The government has started e-Pashuhat and e-marketing concept, which is nothing but, like we all know, there is superior germplasm in India. So where that germplasm is located, how that germplasm is moved across the India, and how that germplasm can be utilized properly so that one can enhance the milk production or meat production or the wool production. Then, as we all know, livestock census was first carried out in 1919. Since then we are carrying out livestock census. What are the important aspects of livestock census? As we all know, in case of human population, when we get data from that census, government tries to implement or formulate some important policies so that how population can be elevated to like upper trajectory of the growth, how to reduce the poverty, and how socio-economic policies are to be implemented. So like key facts we get from census. The same case is present here in livestock. What kind of breeds are there, how those breeds are located, where those breeds are located, what their breeding track is, then that whether that breeding track is sustainable, how much population is there, so that in future they can formulate policies so as to conserve that breeding tract and the containing particular species inhabiting that particular breeding tract, and also policies with regards to enhancing milk production or wool production or meat production. Important feature of 20th livestock census is that it has captured breed wise number, which is very essential. And as it is being considered, poultry is mostly categorized as a distinct class. We can't say poultry also included in livestock. So this particular census has given clear-cut distinction between the livestock and the poultry. The key points are: the total number of population is 535.78 million in the country. showing an increase of 4.6% over the previous livestock census, which was carried out in 2012. And if you precisely talk about the bovine population, then cattle, buffalo, mithun and yak is about 302.79 million in 2019, which shows an increase of 1% over the previous census. Then the cattle population in country is around 192.49 million, showing an increase of 0.8% over the previous census. Remember this particular data set. The female cattle cow population is as 145.12 million, increased by 18% over the previous census. Remember these key highlights. Then if you talk about the exotic and crossbred and indigenous and nondescript cattle population in the country, which is around 50.42 million and 142.11 million respectively. So one could even talk about indigenous and nondescript female cattle population. Remember this one has increased by 10% in this current census compared with the 2012 census. What hard trend which we get while reading this particular data set? There is a decline of 6% in the total indigenous population, both in descript and nondescript. Descript like Sahiwal, Gir, Tharparkar, Rathi, and the nondescript which are not characterized. Cattle population over the previous census, this particular 6% decline is there. However, the pace of decline of indigenous cattle population in 2012 to 2019, like this 5-year span, is much lesser as compared to 2007 and 2012, which was around 9%. So there is quite reduction in 3%, which is positive thing. Then this is a comprehensive compilation of buffalo, sheep, goat and pig population. Note it carefully, the total buffalo in the country is around 109.85 million, which shows an increase of 1% over the previous census. The total sheep in country is around 74.26 million in 2019, increased by 14.1% over the previous census. The goat population in country in the present census is around 148.88 million, showing an increase of 10.1% over the previous census. These key highlight, one must note it down carefully, because one may expect question on this particular line. The total pigs in country is around 9.06 million in the current census, which is sadly declined by 12.03% over the previous census. As poultry population is around 851.81 million in number, which is a positive increase of 16.8% over the previous census. As it is very essential to remember what this census has done, it has also got data from backyard poultry and also from the commercial poultry sector. The total backyard poultry in country is around 317.07 million, which is a very positive sign because it has increased by 45.8% over the previous census. The total commercial poultry in country is at around 534.74 million in 2019, increased by 4.5% over the previous census. One must remember how much percent it contributes. Then livestock population 2019. This pie chart will give us clear idea which particular species contributes how much. Like if you talk about cattle, which contributes around 35.94%, buffalo 20.45%, sheep 13.87%, and goat 27.80%. Do remember this figure too. Pig 1.69% and other species like yak, mithun are around 0.23%. So please remember this particular data set. One may expect question on this particular line too. This is key highlight given in the table format, which is also available in the PDF format if you visit Department of Animal Husbandry website. Here is a concrete comparison between 2012 census and 2019 census, and the kind of growth which has been witnessed here is also given. Then 190.90 cattle population, then which was there in 2012. In 2019 we are having 192.49, then percent growth 0.83. Likewise for every species, for buffalo 108.70 population was there, now 109.85 million. These numbers are in million. Then increase is in percent 1.06. Likewise for every species, sheep, goat, pig, mithun, yak, horses, ponies, mule, donkey and camel is also given. So in contrast we could see what negative growth is there in donkey, in camel, we do also have in mule, then horses and ponies, then we have negative growth in yak also, then we do have in pig, as we have already discussed it. So please remember this particular data set, which is very essential from exams point of view. So thank you so much. Next time I'll be bringing before you one of the major topic of the ICAR PG and PhD exams, that is the statistical data or statistics with regard to production scenario, milk production, meat production, ranking and some of the current issues, because in SRF exam we may expect 20 questions on this particular current issue, so which would be helpful to secure good rank. Do well and best of luck.